Redshift here, doing my part to shift perceptions out of the pink and into the red. The reason women say, "Did you miss me?" is because women have shorter attention spans. Like, if you were away for the weekend or a week, or, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't see her as often as you usually do for a while. Then they'll ask, "Did you miss me?" This is because they, not only do they move on faster after a breakup, they also start to miss their partner quicker than their partner starts to miss them. So that's part of the reason why. And also, since they're more easily able to fall for someone else or cheat, and so they're worried about you doing the same thing, especially if they consider you to be higher SMV than they are, right? Because some women do consider the guy that they're with to be higher SMV than themselves, right? Maybe that's because he is and he doesn't realize it, and she has an accurate SMV sense, accurate sense of her own SMV, or maybe whatever. Maybe she thinks he is, but he's not. Whatever. Um, or maybe he is, and she's the best that he can do. Because of gynocentrism. Female SMV is unnaturally high, male SMV is unnaturally low. So a guy who's actually like an 8 out of 10 might have to settle for a girl who's like a 5 or a 6 out of 10, right? So if she considers you to be higher SMV than she is, she's going to be worried about you leaving her, cheating or whatever, right? This is also why they're worried when you're away, because they think that you could easily cheat like they can, right? It's especially true if you're higher than her in SMV, because she knows that you could easily get a girl of, she knows that she could easily get another guy of her same SMV, right? But since you're higher than her in SMV, or she thinks you are, this means that she is aware that she cannot as easily replace you as she could with someone of your same SMV as she could replace you with someone of her same SMV. Right? Like if she's a 6 out of 10 and you're an 8 out of 10, she's also going to be more anxious not to lose you, because she knows she could replace you, but with like a 6 out of 10 guy. Maybe a 7, but maybe not so easily an 8 out of 10 guy, right? Like she views, because you're higher SMV than her, she knows if she loses you, it might not be so easy to get another guy as good as you, right? She could get another guy, just not a guy as good as you, right? So she doesn't want to lose you. She also knows that since you're higher SMV than her, this means you could easily get a new girl to replace her with, right? And thus she's insecure being with you, because she knows that if she were a guy, if she were you, she would be tempted to replace herself, her girlfriend, right? Like if she were a guy and she were dating a girl like her, she knows that she would be tempted to replace her, right? And thus she's worried that you will realize that she's lower in SMV than you are, and that you'll replace her with a hotter, smarter, more charming girl. So she wants emotional reassurance that she's not going to be dumped, so she asks you if you missed her. Because number one, she missed you, and number two, she's worried that you did not miss her, and that you will realize that you can do better than her, and will dump her. Plus, showing you that she's attached to you, that she loves you, gives you the indication that she's a faithful girl, and this makes her more valuable in your eyes, and makes you more likely to stay with her, to not dump her. So that's what I had on that front. I also wanted to maybe spare some of you, because I don't know if I said this or if I was just gonna say it, but then I paired it out of one of the description boxes when I wrote to the count. I might have taken it out, but I originally had said, and maybe I did leave it in, I don't know, I had said like, the count or anybody else who wants to make MGTOW videos could do what I just did. That is buy a digital voice recorder for recording your ideas for, when you're not around a computer or whatever. Or if you just want to be, have the thing at the ready, so you don't have to get on the computer whenever you want to record an idea. You can just be, pacing in front of the TV and watching the TV, and then pop it out of your pocket and then record an idea or whatever, when you have an insight, before you forget it, if you have a bad memory like I do. So I just bought this digital voice recorder. It's by Olympus, and it's a V541PC, or VN541PC. I think it's like VN-541PC is the number of it, and it's like $40. It wasn't too expensive. There's like a $40 model and then a $60 model, but I chose to just get the $40 model because the little bell or whistle or whatever it was, the one or two things that were different on the $60 model weren't good enough to make me to want to spend the extra $20 for that version. So I've been using this. I've been like recording for the last 2 or 3 days now using this thing, and I had like 20 files on there. So I decided to start transcribing some of those files into scripts, right? So I wrote like 2 scripts with them, like used up 2 or 3 of the files, and then I deleted the first one. Then I tried to go to delete the second file, but I was like, because the little delete button on the goddamn voice recorder, the digital voice recorder, is like recessed kind of. So I couldn't really tell if I was pressing it in hard enough. And I don't want to break it by pressing it too hard, because I remember I bought a fucking thing for the router once, and it was like a router extender or whatever, and I pressed the button too hard on that and it broke it, right? So I didn't want to press down too hard, but it's not like really clear whether you're pressing it down or not, you know? And if you hold it, it actually does something different, but it looks like it's doing the same thing or something similar as to when it's deleting one file, but it actually reformats the whole fucking thing. So I actually held it down, and then I was like, huh, it looks a little different, like more things are flashing or something, but I was like, but it's asking me yes or no, and I think that's, it should be the thing for deleting. So then I go over yes, and then boom, it deletes all the files. I was like, no! I was so pissed off. Oh my god, I was so pissed off. But luckily, I had looked for the files that I like the best. I only got like 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them written down though before it deleted all of them. So I might have missed some really good, ideas. And after I especially if I record it instead of spending a bunch of time writing it down by hand or something, or typing it up, especially if I voice record it the second the idea comes to me, it's almost like, you're purging the idea from your brain, at least with my brain, because I have a terrible memory. So it's like, I don't even remember after I record it. You know what I mean? Especially not like the next day or something, or after I've recorded a few more other ideas. So it's like, those are basically just all gone. I don't think I'll think of them again, of those insights. But at least I got the best one down, which is about why not to adopt. And I'm going to, that's going to be another video, not this one. But I wanted to mention, if I did mention, to buy a digital voice recorder, or that you could, to the count, I want to mention to him that if he buys the same one I do, don't hold the trash button down, because it'll reformat the whole thing or delete all the files. And that would be bad, right? So be very aware of exactly what you're doing if you buy a digital voice recorder, so you don't make my mistake and record a bunch of things on it and then accidentally delete them all before you've learned how to use the thing. Because I read the fucking manual that it gives you, the paper manual, and then it says, more advanced manual online. And I'm like, okay, but this is the basic manual, it should be fine, right? So I didn't bother to read the advanced manual online. And then, what do you know? The paper manual doesn't even warn you not to hold down the trash button, or else it'll present the option of reformatting the whole thing, and you think that you're going to delete the file, and really you're deleting all the files, right? So yeah, if you're going to get a digital voice recorder, I strongly recommend that you go online and you read every single page of the advanced manual online, so you know exactly what you're doing, so you don't accidentally delete all the files. And or maybe you only record 1 or 2 files at a time, so if you do delete all the files accidentally, you don't delete a bunch of files, you know what I'm saying? Because, oh my god, I was so pissed off when that happened, so pissed off. But other than that, I really fucking hate technology sometimes. I really, really hate it. But other than that, it does seem like a pretty good option so far. Like, if I can avoid making any big mistakes like that, like deleting all the files again, I think I'm going to really like using the voice recorder. Because, all of those are, a good... the shortest file was, 2.5 minutes long. The others were, 10 to 20 minutes long. So I had a lot of long ideas on there. But like I said, I got the best one down, or what I think was probably the best one, so that's good. But yeah, I want to mention that. I also want to mention that I recently, I think I knew about the artist Belanova, their Spanish band. I really like their music, so I wanted to mention that I really like them. They're really good. And I also want to mention Belinda. She's another Spanish language singer, and she... did I say artist? I meant, music artist for Belanova. And Belinda's another music artist, another singer. And I found 3 or 4 of her songs that I really, really liked also. I think they're all off her first album, which is from the early 2000s, 2002, 2003, something like that. The 2 that I like the best are the song Lo Siento and Angel or Angel, or maybe it's Me Angel, I can't remember. But yeah, I really like those songs. And then there are several songs by Belanova that I also really like Por Ti, Rosa Pastel, 1, 2, 3, Go, Me Pregunto, I think it was called, and like one or two others. So both of them are pretty good. So I thought I'd mention that in case any of you like music or you like Spanish language music. I especially like music in other languages because I don't like lyrics very much, especially because bad lyrics or gynocentric lyrics or simping lyrics or weird lyrics. I don't like lyrics because a lot of times they're either degenerate or they're stupid, just really, really shallow, like, I miss you, baby, I want you back. It's like, okay, I've heard that in a million songs, it's retarded. You know what I mean? Like, so lyrics usually make a song worse rather than better. I mean, good lyrics make a song better, but usually lyrics are not as good, and so they usually make the song worse, not better. So I actually like songs in a foreign language, especially if I don't understand the foreign language, so that it makes it so that the lyrics don't ruin the song for me. You know, so I thought I'd mention that. Hopefully somebody got something out of this video. This has been Redshift. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video. Hit the thumbs down button if you didn't. Peace trucks.